What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Mike, and in this video we're talking about Lunar Classic, specifically the Binance burn, and what do we know about it, what has come out, and are we going to see this implemented very, very shortly? If that's something you like the sound of, make sure you subscribe to the channel for all of your Lunar Classic content. We upload videos every single day. It's a bit different this one though. We're not in the studio, we are out on the road. I'm on holiday, but just felt like this one needed to be talked about because obviously we got the announcement yesterday or the video, and I'll leave the link to those videos down in the description if you want to go and check them out, and specifically the part around Lunar Classic. Now, we did see that everyone sort of got on this bandwagon. It was like, oh, Binance is going to start burning Lunar Classic. So I want to talk about that a little bit in this video, and then ultimately kind of give you my view on what we're going to get. So if that's something you like, make sure you give it a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Now, what did we see? Well, look, we got the video from Binance where CZ Binance was specifically asked about Lunar Classic. What were you going to do? Was he going to implement the 1.2% burn tax? And he kind of just roundabout didn't answer. I think that's the honest view of it. Now, what he did say was that whose responsibility is it then to burn the token? Is it the point at which the transaction happens? So does the user then lose the 1.2% on what they're buying? Is it the exchange that then should lose the 1.2%? So there's definitely a question mark over it. Now, what I don't think anyone would deny the fact that I think Binance is interesting. They are heavily invested in having lots of Lunar Classic. We know they're about 14 million. They lost a significant amount with the depegging of UST. So we do know that it's in their interest to make the price go up, and we do know that it's in their interest to support this where possible. And I think, CZ Binance is a businessman first and foremost. Binance is, the biggest exchange out there. But the question mark is, does it go with the community? Now, what we have seen, obviously, is the community support for this project, and equally the community support for the burn. So we've seen specifically a burn wallet set up, an address wallet set up where people are burning it, and people are sending their Lunar Classic. We saw 2 pumps so far where people have done that. So I definitely think the view would be that that's definitely an opportunity that can be explored. I think Binance is right to ask, and I think is right to say, well, who does pay for this? Now, we have seen, obviously, Qcoin is at risk of stopping withdrawals. And, I don't think it'll be the last, if I'm honest. So we've seen Voyager go down, we've seen Celsius go down. So I think when we're then asking about deflationary tokens or projects through an exchange, if you're that owner of the exchange, you've got to be really careful about what you decide and what you do. Ultimately, it's got to support the price. If we just suddenly saw huge volume through Binance with huge burns coming down, people would sell. And I think Binance talked a little bit about that on the channel, which was, okay, well, we implement this, we see some big volume come through, the price pumps, what happens? People sell off and go. Because ultimately, we've still got to remember that people lost a lot of money with this, and people will still want to try and get some money on the back of it. So there's the people that bought in at the bottom, and there's the people that lost at the top. So we're going to have to be really careful how this plays out. But ultimately, what does it mean? I think if we did see Binance come on with this 1.2% burn, I do think every other exchange would follow suit. Now, we have seen MEXC agree to continue burning along with these other games that are coming out. So everything is about deflating Lunar Classic now. Again, it's, 10 billion is the number, 6.5 thousand billion is the current supply. So a significant way to go to burn it. Is 1.2% going to do a lot? Well, it's going to do something. And I think as you start to add a lot of the small bits up, then we definitely could see starts of move. Again, I talk about this in every single video. It's not going to be $1 next week. It isn't. But, if you think Binance was to shift and start putting a burn mechanism in, we're definitely going to see something on the back of it. The price has been hovering around that 1,300 mark. We're about $1 trillion in volume. So we are slowing down. The price is coming down. So we're going to have to stay really, really close to this. But again, there's more work coming on the back end, more work coming on in terms of getting this coding set in by the Terra rebels, and equally trying to take over this blockchain. Now, the Terra 2.0 obviously is not doing too well, and no one's really talking about it, so everything kind of fits currently with Lunar Classic. Are we going to see this burn? Are we going to see the price move? And ultimately, are we going to see this recover? Now, what we have got seen is UST is actually making a move, nearly 600% up over the last couple of days. People are talking about whether that's going to form its peg again, get back to the dollar. It's possible. It's a long shot. It would be very, very interesting, and I think certainly people would start to look at this and really question, is there a lot more to this than meets the eye? Now, if that gets back up there, then we're going to have to wait and see what happens. But certainly at the minute, Lunar Classic definitely doing something in the right direction. I'm, covering this every single day. I'm covering it while I'm on holiday, so I definitely think it's interesting to look at. I think there's more to come. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys think, and I'll catch you all very soon.